Thank you, ladies and gentlemen and boys. If we can be quiet now, it's 7:30. Thank you very much. On behalf of the College Headmaster, Mr Miller, it gives me great pleasure in welcoming you all to the Year 7 and 8 Co-Curricular night this evening, an opportunity for us to recognise the efforts of your sons and the boys in front of us and the many different talents they possess, and certainly the many varied activities they've been involved in. A particular welcome to our special guest, Mr Adam Elliott, current Bulldogs player who we will hear from later on this evening. Tonight our night will be emceed by two students, and I'd like to welcome both Archie Berthon and Thomas Fletcher to the stage to take over the evening. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to our special guest, Mr Adam Elliott, Mr Miller, parents, staff and students of St Gregory's College.
Thank you for joining us this evening for our Year 7 and Year 8 co-curricular evening. Before we initiate the formal part of the evening, I would ask Heath Mason from Year 7 and Baden Moran from Year 8 to come forward to perform the Welcome of Country, which will be followed by Harry Elson from Year 7 and John DeMeco-Connell from Year 8 with prayer.
I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Tharawal Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that St Gregory's College stands.
As we share our knowledge, teaching and learning within this school, may we also pay respect to the knowledge embedded forever within the Aboriginal custodianship of country.
We begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God our Father, in the busyness of our days, we sometimes forget to stop to thank you for all that is good. Our blessings are many and are celebrated this evening. In Paul's letter to the Corinthians, he writes about the many gifts that come from God. All of these gifts are different, yet all are activated by the same Spirit, who gives to each one individually. None of us, therefore, is the same.
We pray with gratefulness for the gift of living, for health and skills we possess to be involved in so many sporting and cultural pursuits, and for the opportunities we are offered every day. Help us to always remember that we enjoy is our gift to us. May we strive for the greater use of the gift of glory of God. St. Marston Champagne, Mary our Good Mother, and let us always remember, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, boys. I trust you all have a booklet outlining the awards to be presented this evening. Every boy who has represented the college in any sport or co-curricular pursuit as a Year 7 and Year 8 student will receive a certificate of commendation tonight. Each student will be presented in alphabetical order, so please hold your applause until either Mr Wilson or Miss Keir indicate. There will also be trophies distributed in a variety of areas for outstanding achievement at CCC, state and national representation. Each year coordinator will mention the following acronyms throughout the evening, and we will explain them now.
MCS, the Metropolitan Catholic Schools competition we play in each Thursday. If a student is listed for making an MCS team, this is a representative team comprising from students of all the schools in MCS. CCC, the Combined Catholic Colleges competition that MCS representatives enter into. They compete for state positions against combined high schools, combined associated schools, greater public schools, and other schoolboy competitions. ISA, the Independent Schools Association that we play in on Saturdays. To start our proceedings this evening, I now call forward Mr Wilson from Year 7 to announce the first group of representatives, Mr Elliott, who will be presenting the certificates and awards. Please welcome Mr Elliott and Mr Wilson.
Thank you, boys. Good evening, everyone. I'd first like to call on Jack A. Church, Athletics Championship Team, Rugby League Under 13As, Touch Football Year 7. Carlos Adina, Athletics Championship Team, College Swim Team, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, MCS Athletics Representative, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, Rugby Union 13As, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Tom Anderson, Rugby Union 13As, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Ben Anderson, Cricket Year 7-8 Bs. Jude Barahona, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, Rugby League 13Bs, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Bryce Bell, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Football Year 7A. Bryce is also being recognised for being the most improved player in Year 7A football. Archie Berthon, AFL Under 14s. Justin Blooms, All Schools Triathlon Competition, College Cross Country Championship Team, College Tennis Team, Football Year 7B. Justin is also receiving an award for being the most improved player in Year 7B football and Cross Country 13-year age champion. Mitchell Briggs, Football Year 7B, Show Cattle and Sheep. Hayden Brown, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, Rugby Union 13Bs. Connor Brown, Football Year 7B, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Dylan Burgess, Chess Team, CSDA Debating, Touch Football Year 7. Dylan is also receiving an award for being a debating elimination finalist. Ryan Carter, All Schools Triathlon Competition, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Ryan is also receiving the Junior Triathlon Award. Bryce Catford Potter, Rugby League Under 13Bs, Rugby Union 13A, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Machine Cretion, College Band, College Choir, College Tennis Team, Rugby Union 13As, Rugby Union 13Bs. Sheen is also receiving an award for being the captain of the Under 13Bs Rugby Union team. Could we give those boys a round of applause as they make their way to their seats? William Kosis, College Band. Lachlan Dady, Football Year 7A. Cooper Dale, MCS Golf Under 12s Team Event. Jacob Darby, CSDA Debating, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Baxter Davies, AFL Under 14s, Rugby League Under 13Bs. Widdamoo Davis, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, Rugby League 13Bs. Widdamoo is receiving an award for being the most improved player in Under 13Bs Rugby League. Camille Junath, Chess Team, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Ethan Donaghy, Football Year 7B. Toby Drinnan, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Harry Elson, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Athletics Championship Team, College Cross Country Championship Team, College Swim Team, College tennis team, CSDA debating, football year 7B, MCS cross country representative, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, and Harry is also receiving an award for being the Year 7B Football Player of the Year, the Athletics 12-year runner-up, cross country 12-year age runner-up, and swimming 12-year age runner-up. Zachary Evans, Athletics Championship Team, College Cross Country Championship Team, College Swim Team, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Zachary is receiving an award for being the 12-year age champion for swimming. Tyrone Fabian, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Tyrone is receiving the Gordon Feder Place Third Place Award. Could we congratulate these boys as they return to their seats, please? Mitchell Fitzgibbon, Rugby League Under-13As, Touch Football Year 7. Adam Fordham, College Band, College Musical, Debating, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Connor Guida, Football Year 7B, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Connor is receiving an award for being the captain of the Year 7B football team. Thomas G, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Football Year 7A, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Tom is also being recognised for being the Player of the Year for Year 7A football. Sam Gelder, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Football Year 7B. Lachlan Good, Football Year 7B, and Lachlan is also receiving the Coaches Award for the Year 7B football team. Callum Granger, Rugby League Under-13As, Touch Football Year 7. Callum is also receiving the Coaches Award for the Year 7 Touch Football team. Ben Gregory, Cricket Year 7 and 8Bs, Rugby Union 13Bs, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Max Verich, AFL Under-14s, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Athletics Championship Team, College Cross Country Championship Team, and North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Kurt Harland, Rugby Union 13Bs. Braden Harris, College Cross Country Championship Team, Football Year 7A, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Braden is receiving an award for being the Cross Country 13-year runner-up. Charlie Haskins, Rugby Union 13Bs, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Mitchell Henley, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Wilson Hickey, Rugby Union 13Bs. Could we acknowledge these boys as they return to their seats? Morgan Isbister, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Football Year 7B. Willem Jutt, Chess Team. Jack Kelly, Rugby Union 13As. Jack is also receiving an award for being Player of the Year in the Under-13A Rugby Union team. Tyrell Kelly, Rugby League 13Bs, Rugby Union 13A, Touch Football Year 7. Tyrell is also receiving an award for being Player of the Year in the Under-13B Rugby League team. Riley Kingsell, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Jack Kingwell, Rugby Union, 13As. And Joel Knapp, College Cross Country Championship Team, Rugby League Under 13Bs, Touch Football Year 7. Can we please congratulate this group of recipients?
I call forward Toby Drennan from Year 7 to give an overview of the sporting achievements that occurred throughout 2018.
Thank you again, Archie and Tom. Welcome again to Mr. Miller, our special guest Adam Elliott, college staff, fellow students and parents. My name is Toby Drennan and it is my honour to share and acknowledge the involvement of my fellow Year 7 colleagues in the co-curricular activities during 2018. We are fortunate enough to have many opportunities at St Greg's outside the classroom, from sporting activities to music, public speaking and show team. The following details are the involvements of the Year 7 students in the co-curricular activities during the year. Under 14s AFL champions, 7 boys involved. MCS athletics, juniors and overall champions, 12 boys involved. College band, 5 boys involved. College chess team, 5 boys involved. College choir, 3 boys involved. Cross country team, 11 boys involved. MCS cross country team, 2 boys involved. CCC cross country team, 1 boy involved. College football teams, 34 boys involved. Year 7A were champions. College golf team, MCS champions, 4 boys involved. College musical, 10 boys involved. CSDA debating, 8 boys involved. CSDA public speaking, 2 boys involved. Gordon Feder Place public speaking, 21 boys involved. South Coast public speaking competition, 2 boys involved. College rugby league team, 28 boys involved. College rugby sevens team, 3 boys involved. College rugby union team, 29 boys involved. College show team, 32 boys involved. College swim team, MCS champions, 8 boys involved. Maris North Shore Swimming Carnival, 14 boys involved. College tennis team, 7 boys involved. College touch team, 13 boys involved. All schools triathlon champions, 12 boys involved. And the 2018 and 2019 teams, basketball year 7 team, 10 boys involved. And the cricket year 7 team, 26 boys involved. Now it would be my pleasure to acknowledge our 2018 age champions. 12s athletics, Liam Walsh. 12s cross country, Liam Walsh. 12s swimming, Zachary Evans. 13s athletics, Maverick Sorajeric. 13s cross country, Justin Blums. Would you please join me in congratulating these age champions and all Year 7 students who represented the college in many different ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Toby. I invite Mr. Wilson to announce the second group of representatives and Mr. Miller, who will be presenting the certificates and awards. Please welcome Mr. Wilson and Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Toby. Well done. Mikey Lane, AFL Under 14s, Rugby Union 13As. Mikey is also receiving the Most Improved Player in the Under 13A Rugby Union team. Oscar Latu, Rugby Sevens under 14s, Rugby League under 13A, Rugby Union 13A. Bryce Lawrence, Football Year 7A, Touch Football Year 7. Bryce is also receiving an award for being the captain of the Year 7A football team. Angus Little, Rugby League under 13Bs, Rugby Union 13As. Angus Limbry, College Choir, CSDA Debating, CSDA Public Speaking Competition, Gordon Fedder Place Public Speaking Competition, College Musical Lead, Rugby Union 13Bs, South Coast Public Speaking Competition, and Angus is also receiving the Junior Debating Award and the Junior Award for his performance in the musical. He's also being recognised for achieving first place at both the South Coast Public Speaking Competition and the Gordon Fedder Place Public Speaking Competitions, being a debating elimination finalist and a zone finalist in the CSDA Public Speaking Competition. Well done, Angus. Daniel Long, College Band, College Choir, Rugby Union 13Bs. Noah McKechnie, Chess Team, Gordon Fedder Place Public Speaking Competition. Maverick Mayava, Rugby Sevens under 14s, Rugby League 13A, Rugby Union 13A. Maverick is being recognised for receiving the Coaches Award for the under 13A Rugby Union team. Cooper Mangan, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Football Year 7A. Heath Mason, Athletics Championship Team, Rugby League under 13As, Touch Football Year 7. Heath is also receiving an award for being the Year 7 Touch Football Player of the Year, the Year 7 Touch Football Captain, and the Under 13A Rugby League Player of the Year. Chase Misson, Rugby Union 13Bs. Sam McLaren, MCS Golf 13. Marcus Mitzi, Rugby Union 13Bs, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Can we give these boys a round of applause as they return to their seats? Fergus Mullen, Rugby Union 13A. Logan Norrie, Rugby League under 13A. Jack Noy, Gordon Fedder Place Public Speaking Competition, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Jaden Pace, Rugby Union 13A. Rory Penman, Football Year 7A, Gordon Fedder Place Public Speaking Competition, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Ryan Polson, Rugby League under 13A. Elliott Power, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Musical Chorus, Show Cattle and Sheep Team, Gordon Fedder Place Public Speaking Competition, and Elliott is also receiving the Junior Contribution Award for the musical. Cohen Prenter, College Cross Country Championship Team, College Swim Team, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Orlando Reveller, College Swim Team, Gordon Fedder Place Public Speaking Competition, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Valentino Romanelli, Football Year 7A. Max Rubain, CSDA Debating. Max is also receiving an award for being a debating elimination finalist. Cameron Ryder, football, Year 7A. Timothy Saunders, CSDA debating. Timothy is also receiving an award for being a debating elimination finalist. Can we give these boys a round of applause, please? Jordan Sewell, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Samuel Shortland, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Dylan Smith, Athletics Championship Team, College Cross Country Championship Team, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Elijah Smith, Rugby Sevens Under 14s, Rugby League 13Bs. Samuel Smith, CSDA debating, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Maverick Sorojovic, AFL Under 14s, Athletics Championship Team, MCS Athletics Representative. And Maverick is receiving an award for being the 13-year age champion for athletics. Rasad Sonj, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Lachlan Stanley, Athletics Championship Team, MCS Athletics Representative, MCS Golf Under 12s Team Event, Rugby League Under 13Bs. Lachlan is also being recognised for receiving the Coaches Award for the Under 13B Rugby League team. Oliver Stewart, Football, Year 7A. Tane Sullivan, Touch Football Year 7. Tane is also receiving an award for being the most improved player in the Year 7 Touch Football team. Could we give these boys a round of applause, please? Jaden Sasanjara, College Tennis Team, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Samuel Thompson, Rugby League 13Bs. Joshua Trevitt, CSDA Debating, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, Rugby Union 13A. And Josh is also being recognised for being the most improved player for the Under 13 Rugby Union team. Blake Truman, Rugby Union 13A, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Blake is also being recognised as the captain for the Under 13A Rugby Union team. Oliver Tucker, Football, Year 7B, College Musical, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Charlie Vella, Rugby League Under 13As, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Liam Walsh, Athletics Championship Team, College Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Athletics Representative, MCS Cross Country Representative, New South Wales CCC Cross Country Representative, Rugby League Under 13Bs, Rugby Union 13As, Touch Football Year 7, and Liam is being recognised for being the 12-year age champion for athletics and the 12-year age champion for the cross country. Jake Welsh, College Tennis Team, MCS Golf Under 12 Team Event, Rugby League Under 13Bs. Cooper West, All Schools Triathlon Competition, College Cross Country Championship Team, Football Year 7A. Cooper is also being recognised for receiving the Coaches Award for the Year 7A football team. Harrison Windsor, All Schools Triathlon Competition, College Swim Team, Football Year 7B, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. And Harrison is also being recognised for receiving the Encouragement Award for the Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Can we please congratulate our recipients?
Our special guest tonight is Mr. Adam Elliott. Adam was born on the 6th of October 1994 at Bega Hospital. He grew up in Tathra and played his junior rugby league for the Tathra Sea Eagles before coming to St Gregory's in 2011. He played his first grade rugby league at St Greg's in 2011 and 2012 under the coaching of Mr. Lee Addison. Adam spent his years at St Greg's as a boarding student in Seanan Boarding House and created some of his fondest memories here on the hill.
Adam was selected in the Australian schoolboys side in 2011 but missed playing due to a knee reconstruction. He then returned to captain the Australian schoolboys side in 2012. Adam made his NRL debut for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs against Manly Sea Eagles on 4th of March 2016. He cemented his spot in his first grade throughout 2017 and played every game that year. Adam also made his debut for Country in the final City v Country match. The hard-running forward from Tathra on the New South Wales far south coast has enjoyed success starting and coming off the bench. He also became involved in the help efforts in his hometown after major fires broke out in the area in March this year. We are proud to call him a St Greg's old boy, and we are glad he is here to celebrate with us tonight. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Elliott and Mr. Brennan.
Tathra is a tiny little town on the far south coast, and we're pretty lucky. We're right on the coastline. We've got a beautiful beach. Try and get back here at least once or twice during the footy season and see, people that have been following me since I was 10 or 11 years old and have a chat to them and come and see my family.
It's unrecognisable. Street after street looks like this, obliterated by a lightning-fast fire which began to bear down late yesterday. And now, 69 homes have been destroyed.
As soon as I drove into town, I'd seen a few patches of just missing homes and missing parts of the forest, and that's when it sort of hit to me that I'm back here for the first time now, and I'm going to see things that I haven't seen yet, and it's probably going to be pretty emotional to see all the destruction that I heard about and had to watch on telly from Sydney. Now I can really get there firsthand and have a look and sort of see what people are going through.
We are a few hundred metres above this tiny seaside town and get a very good idea of just how indiscriminate a fast-moving firestorm behaves.
Greg and Kerry have been Mum's bosses for like 16 years now. It's not fair what's happened to them to lose their home, and the strength that they've shown as well, I think, has been massive. They've supported me, from when I was 11 years old and I had state carnivals and they'd sponsor me. They weren't just Mum's bosses, they were part of our family. And this is your first time being back on the block and first hand seeing it and standing in the place where you used to have a veranda and look over the beautiful beach, and you're looking at it now and saying what's left isn't much. It's obviously pretty hard for you guys to sit here.
It's emotional, as evidenced by Kerry's reaction.
Just those little words can just send me off.
Tathra is a very resilient town, and the people are very resilient, and it's still here for everybody to enjoy.
How hard it is for everybody to achieve their dreams, and it's nice to come back and done everybody proud. We're all very proud. You're like our little, our big baby.
The Dogs are going in. Elliott has scored right under the crossbar.
Always wanted to play in the NRL. I've never had another dream in my life, and I thought it was possible, and I didn't really realise how hard it is to make it in the NRL. And now that I do know, I like to go back and try and offer any sort of advice that I can for kids that are keen on doing more than just staying in Tathra and making sure that they can take the next step and whatever it is in life that they want to chase, that they can leave here and this will always be home. Good morning. I've always wanted to get greeted like that. I used to sit there and do the same thing to all the teachers. It's just great to come back here and see, you know, the place that I went to school and come and visit you guys again. All right, who's ready? They're starting to recognise me now, so it's pretty cool when I walk in and they all run over and say hello and say that they watch me on telly, and you know that's why I love coming back any chance that I get. You know, nothing's changed coming back, going to the primary school. Everyone knows me and they're telling me they know my mum or they know my dad, and you know, do you know my mum? And the answer's always the same. Like 9 times out of 10 I do know them, and I just love that feeling of togetherness that you get down here and closeness, yeah. All right, everyone that's in kindergarten or year 1, you're on my team. James, my brother, is my biggest supporter. He's always been my biggest supporter before I made it in the NRL, and he's someone that inspires me because, you know, I've seen how much he's developed and he's overcome and conquered things that as a family we probably didn't think that he'd be able to. You know, he's always been so smart. We knew how smart he was. He used to get the those magnetic things on the fridge, and he could spell Sports Sunday, but he couldn't speak. And that was when he was 5 or 6 years old. That can be something that happens with kids with autism, and we didn't know. Sometimes it stays for life, and sometimes they begin to speak again. But you know, I remember that being a really scary time.
It's nice that he's coming here to make the effort to see me and his family, and I'm very proud of him for that.
You know, he's taken the day off work today to hang out with me and to do this, so he's been a big team player, and yeah, it's always great to get down here and see him. He always lifts my spirits.
I miss Adam being at home because I don't have as much company than I did back then, but I know there's a reason, because he's got a footy career to do. If he had to go away, well, so be it. Even though it's sad, it has to happen, and he's fulfilling his dream.
Adam Elliott, the try for Canterbury.
We're lucky that we live in such a beautiful place, but it's so empty, and the waves are always rolling in, and we've sort of got it all to ourselves. Maybe the opportunities aren't flourishing as much as they are in a big city, but you know, there's always things that you can do to make it. No matter what I do or where I go, and this will always be home.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Adam Elliott. We'll just spend a couple of minutes, Adam, obviously talking a little bit about the video that we've just seen, but a few other things that have been going on in your life in recent times. But Tathra, a beautiful part of the world, having grown up not far from there and going down the coast a bit myself. What made you leave Tathra to come all the way up to St Greg's?
Yeah, I guess as you heard in the video, I always had the dream of playing in the NRL one day, and I guess it all started back in Tathra, just playing with my mates, and we had a really lucky age group. There's probably not too many people that grow up in Tathra and can even play in a footy team because they might not get the numbers, but we're really lucky we stayed together from probably the under-6s up until I left the under-16s. So that was where my love for rugby league started, and I also loved a lot of other sports, cricket in particular, and for me, I was lucky enough when I was 14, I got scouted by Peter Mulholland, who is an ex-teacher of St Greg's and ex-footy coach here. He was the head recruitment at the Bulldogs at the time. So when I was 14 and Pete signed me, I'd been a massive Bulldog supporter my whole life. So I was quite lucky that they were the team that I got to sign with. And a lot of the boys at the time were going through Bass Hill High, which at the time was just basically a rugby league school for 4 periods a day, and maybe they might have gone to class for 1 or 2 periods. And for me, my parents had always been pretty on me about taken school quite seriously, and like I said before, Peter Mulholland that scouted me, he was an ex-teacher here, and I guess carries that St Greg's spirit, and he's really proud of this place, and he thought that St Greg's would be a perfect fit for me, and that's how I found my journey up here, and yeah, I'm quite grateful that it was the way that I went.
If we go back to when you arrived in 2011 though, we'll talk about your first month, I guess, up here away from home, and you can see what would be so difficult to be away from Tathra. Do you want to talk a little bit about your first month?
Yeah, I don't know if I've cried so much since, but it was pretty tough for me. I was so super excited the months leading up to it, and you know, I was just thinking about making all these new friends, and boarding school was something different for me, and being in Sydney, and I couldn't wait to get up here. And then when Mum was helping me unpack my bags and put the stuff in the room, I didn't really want to let go of her, and I'd never really had that feeling before. I'd been quite a social kid and never really got homesick, and it was just something completely different, very foreign for me. And yeah, that first month was really tough, and if it wasn't for the tough love that my mum Janine gives me, I probably could have ended up back in Tathra. But yeah, like I said, she was pretty tough on me, and she said that I had to stick it out for at least one term. And you know, there was a lot of times that I'd come into your office, and me and Mr. Brennan would get an A4 sheet of paper and just draw a line down the middle, and the pros and cons of being here and being back in Tathra. And there was always at least twice as many pros to being at St Greg's. So I think that was something that I kept coming back to for, would have been, like you said, at least the first 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then by that stage I started to build some really great friendships here, and then fast forward to the first term holidays back in Tathra. It was the middle of winter, so I couldn't go surfing and couldn't really go to the beach at all, and I was pretty pumped to just come back to St Greg's straight away. So it changed around pretty quick for me, but it was tough early days.
And it was mentioned on the introduction, it wasn't easy for you though. You came up here, obviously quite a good rugby league player, but also you mentioned your love of cricket, but you're also in the first grade cricket side here. You then had a very, very good carnival at MCS, then CCC, and then were selected in the Australian schools. And then the unthinkable happened, for you at that stage in your life anyway, a major knee reconstruction. How was that?
Yeah, I guess being back in the 16-year-old mindset that I was, that was the worst thing that could ever happen to someone. And it's funny when, you know, life puts things in perspective for you, and I had to sit back and watch what Tathra went through at the start of this year, and something like a little surgery's nothing major, but all the things that I'd sort of overcome, and the homesickness, and to get picked in the Australian schoolboys team was something that I was incredibly proud of, and really looking forward to. So for that to knock me out, and just know that I had a 6 to 9 month recovery in front of me, and all my really close mates at the time were playing both cricket and rugby league for the college, and a lot of those afternoons I sort of had off. I guess I was nailing down the books and doing a little bit extra study, and you know, that was probably a good thing in the end, but at the time it was just a really hard time for me, and it's something that I look back on. And when the boys introduced me and said that I'd overcome the knee reconstruction to come back the year later and play Australian schoolboys again, that's something that I'm really proud of as well. And I think that's the foundation of maybe the hard work that has got me to where I am now, without sounding too convinced of myself. But I think if it wasn't for those hard days that I had here, maybe it could have been something that set me back when I turned 19 or 20 and was playing for the Bulldogs, that I mightn't have been able to get through. But I think that's something that's really helped me with having a good work ethic moving forward.
One thing that strikes out in my memory was obviously the hard work that you did put in off the field, but when you did get your body fit, and this is something people wouldn't know, Adam was signed with the Bulldogs at 14. He came up here to play rugby league, obviously, as well as stay with St Greg's. Adam made the decision early in his day, but certainly after the knee injury, that the support that he got from St Greg's meant that you'd spoken to the Bulldogs and said that you were going to absolutely stay committed to them, but you didn't want to be part of their junior program while you're up here, that you wanted to focus all your energies on obviously your studies, which you mentioned through Mum and Dad already, but also giving back to St Greg's. And obviously from there it led to an Australian schoolboy captaincy and a win over England, I think it was. But why no Bulldogs at that point?
I think to go through the hard days early on, and then to be at a point in my life where I was just really, really enjoying life and I was going through something like a knee reconstruction that, I was quite upset about, but the college had always had my back and got me through that. And I'd seen, from the outside looking in, how much of a different person I was and how much of an improvement St Greg's had sort of made to me as a person. So I think it would have been a backward step to try and commit to the Bulldogs and spend majority of my time in there. And I really, got to the point where I realised that I only had, a year and a half, not even a year and a half left here, and I wanted to make the most of that with my St Greg's college mates. And I think, like I said, it would have been a backward step, especially when it comes to education-wise as well. And I never really would have thought that university would have been a high priority on my list living back in Tathra, but coming here and sort of being forced into study, but then really embracing it and realising that, I might not make it in rugby league and had to have something to fall back on was a major thing in making sure that I stayed here and put my head in the books and followed through with trying to get a good grade in Year 12 and in the HSC.
We'll touch on that very quickly and then we'll move on. But you mentioned how hard you worked in your study, due largely in some respects initially through your injury, but then you balanced football and your study. It would be fair to say that university wasn't a high priority when you got here at the start of Year 11. Can you just share with the mums and dads and the younger boys here, what was your ATAR, what did you finish with, and what did you go on to do post-school?
Yes, I was lucky. I ended up finishing with, it was a 88.8 ATAR, and at that stage I'd played Australian schoolboys, so there was also a bit of a bonus points for representing your country in a squad as well. I think at the time it might have been 5 extra bonus points, so that was good enough to get me into studying physiotherapy at uni, and that was something through the rehabilitation of my knee and my interest in sports and just physical activity was something that I really wanted to get into. And I guess I was lucky enough to snag some good marks and had a lot of good people supporting me, a lot of really good teachers that they go above and beyond here, and I'm sure they still do, if not even more. And it's it's something that I'm very grateful for, because I wouldn't have even been anywhere near that opportunity if it wasn't for the teachers here that were supporting me.
So you finished with an ATAR in 94. You then go on to do physio at Sydney University, which you've almost finished. Obviously, studies a little bit on the back burner with your full-time career. Let's fast forward to last year. You get your first representative jumper, and really was a breakout year. Played for country against City in a camp. I think it was at, might have been Mudgee, I think. So you played representative footy, and then I remember you and I caught up at pre-season, or it was pre-season last year, where Dean Pay, who's a parent of the school here, has got his son here, decided he was going to look at you playing in the middle more than on the edges. You'd had a bit of a reasonable career season the year before, scoring down that left edge. Just rugby league question for those league people. What's your preference, in the middle or on the edge, after having a bit of both this season?
I think it's in the middle. I really thought that I'd prefer running out wide and having a little bit more space, but I think being in the middle, you're a lot closer to the ruck, and I think I get my hands on the ball a little bit more. And some games you can play on the edge, and all the ball goes down the other side if they're having success. But in the middle, you can't help but get in the way sometimes. And I've really enjoyed the last 12 months, so that'll hopefully be where I stay. And I can sort of work on my craft now that I've found my spot.
Excellent. We'll go away from rugby league for just got a couple of minutes to go. But James obviously was up there, who's been a big supporter of yours. I remember meeting James, who was able to almost list every race in a race meet, every horse that's in every race, why they're going to win, how they're going to win. Have you spoken to him about tomorrow's Melbourne Cup? Have you got a tip for the people out here today?
He's a late bloomer, James, so he'll wait until the morning of, because he needs all the scratchings to be put in place, and he does so much research that he wouldn't want to put his tips out there the night before and then have to change them the next morning. But he's probably got a following of more Facebook friends than I do, and he whacks up a status every time there's a big race day on, and a lot of the Bulldogs players get on the back of those, and I think he's picked a few winners in the recent months. So the boys are pretty excited to see what he's got in store for tomorrow.
Now, we talked about James, and you mentioned briefly his autism. Certainly, I know this year you're approached and you're an ambassador for Autism Australia. What does that involve for you?
Yeah, it's something I'm really passionate about, and have been really lucky to stumble across them. And I suppose being a sportsman, that's the beauty of it. I guess sometimes, as I've found, especially in the last few months, that sometimes the spotlight's not the best thing, but sometimes you get put in these really fortunate positions that I've been in now with Giant Steps. And for me, I went to them with not a sort of a different approach to probably what a lot of other rugby league players do, where you become an ambassador for something and really all you do is smash your social media with upcoming events for them, and you might go and shake some hands at a tea or something like that, and it becomes sort of a one-off thing or a once-a-year thing. And because it was something that is so close to my heart and something I'm so passionate about, I really just wanted to make sure I was getting in there and trying to make a difference somehow in a consistent way. And we've come up with an idea now that I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to autism, and I guess mum and dad can probably advocate for that more than anyone, the amount of fights me and my brother got into growing up. So I'm still not an expert with that, but I really do know what it's like to be the brother or the sister of a child with autism, and we've set up a siblings program. So once a month during the footy season, I'll pick a day and it'll be based around a Bulldogs game, and I'll get the kids in, and the day before I'll get them in and I'll run through all my stuff, but then we'll just have a chat about things that they're dealing with, and then hopefully I'll get them along to a few games and a few different corporate events with the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs are really on board, and they're really behind it with me, and it's really exciting times ahead. So I can't wait for February, March, when it's all going to kick off.
Excellent. Just a couple of final questions. You also, obviously 2018 was an amazing year for you on the field and certainly off it. You were also nominated for a Ken Stevens medal, which is, for those who aren't aware of it, it's a rugby league medal for services off the field. There were 6 nominees. Adam was one. Sam Williams, another ex-student, St Greg's, a boarder from Cooma, was another. What other sort of things were you doing off the field as far as charity goes?
I was the Special Olympics ambassador for the NRL, which was something I got into before Giant Steps sort of approached me, and just the whole disability sector is something I'm really interested in, and that was something I was involved with there. And then the Tathra bushfire relief, sort of racking my brain a little bit now, but there's a couple of different things, and the Bulldogs are really good in our local community as well. Another one was Zero Barriers, and a lot of the stuff that I do away from football is based around disabilities and things like that. So the Zero Barriers is a campaign that the Canterbury Bankstown Council run, and it's physical or intellectual disabilities, and I've been working with them over the last 12 months as well, and figuring out ways the local businesses can incorporate people with disabilities into their business, and it's something that's really kicked off, and there's a lot of funding moving forward for it as well. So that were the 3 sort of major things I did this year.
Excellent. So 2018 was an amazing year for you, and we can't sort of have a conversation without talking about the exposure that you did get late in the year. You've obviously done amazing things. Everything was at your feet. You finished the season. Okay, terrible year for the Bulldogs, but for you personally, you'd reached a milestone of 50 first grade games. You receive all these accolades off the field for your work you do, and then you make an error of judgment at a function with the team. What lessons have you learnt from that?
Yeah, it's probably something that I've struggled to understand my first couple of years of playing first grade with, like I said before, the spotlight, and I obviously hang around a lot of high-profile NRL players and other sportsmen, and have seen, it's in a way I've sort of had to stand back sometimes and look at it as if it was arrogance, with the amount of I guess in a way paranoia that these people have had with looking over their shoulder and really being so on edge about who's looking at them, and it could be something as easy as having a beer with your dad at the pub, which is something that any Australian man would think is quite normal, but for us I suppose it's different. You don't know now with phones and things nowadays, and I guess I can't stand back and think that that's arrogance anymore, because it's quite sensible when it comes to the sense of what happened to me this year, and it's something that I've put my family through, and my partner, and a lot of my close friends, and although those people have come out and said that they support me no matter what, and that they think that obviously there was a bit of a breach of privacy, and we're in a private function room, there's certainly things that I could have done to ensure that didn't happen. And I guess I got told that through that tough period I'll find out who my true friends were, and I've said it a couple of times now, but there wasn't one person that sort of hid from me or didn't want anything to do with me. If anything, I had people that I wouldn't expect coming up to me and making sure that
you know, I was sure about myself and that I was feeling all right and my mental health was okay. And I guess the biggest thing that I can take from that, other than the lesson of, you know, not putting myself in that situation again, is just that if you genuinely treat the people around you in a good way, and you can tell that they know that you're a good friend to them, that they'll turn around and they'll return that favour. And if it wasn't for those people, I don't know how I would have dealt with the last sort of 3 months. So.
And just a final question. You've got an audience here listening to everything you've got to say. Have you got any final messages or anything you'd like to give to the young people before you finish up?
I guess congratulations to the parents for getting your boys in here. And some of my parents are extremely proud of, and they're very grateful that I got to come through here. And to the boys, just enjoy it as much as you can and do as many things as you can. And you know, there's sometimes that you might not think that something's so important, but you know, if you give it a crack, that could be something that you end up being really passionate about moving forward. And that was a few things that I found out when I come through here. So I guess just try your hand at everything, and like I said, make as many good memories as you can here before you go, because the time I was only here for 2 years, but boys that were here from year 7, they still say that the time goes like that. And you know, if they had their time over, they'd come back and be a St Greg's boy again. And I guess just never forget where you come from, because there's people here now that you might not realise, but they'll have your back if times ever get tough, or they'll be there to support you, and they'll help you probably reach the highest highs that you can. So always remember where you come from, and don't hesitate to reach out and come back to St Greg's when you're finished here.
And I'm sure you'll be happy to stay behind at the end just for a couple of photos and boys want their program scribbled on.
Yeah, of course. Awesome.
Adam Elliott, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Elliott and Mr. Brennan. I now call forward Ms. Keir, our Year 8 coordinator, to announce the first group of representatives, and Mr. Elliott, who will be presenting the certificates and awards. Please welcome Ms. Keir and Mr. Elliott.
It's my great pleasure tonight to be here to congratulate and celebrate the boys' achievements and their engagement in the many activities that are offered here. So without further ado, I'll start with your first award. Samuel Barry, AFL Under-14s, Athletics Championship Team, Basketball Year 8, MCS Athletics Representative. Samuel also receives an award for being Player of the Year in the Year 8 Opens basketball team. Mason Bell, Football, Year 8A. Lucas Braithwaite, College Choir, Gordon Feder plays Public Speaking Competition, Rugby Union Under-14Bs. Bowen Brown, ISA Basketball Under-13s. Lucas Booker, All Schools Triathlon Competition, College Cross Country Championship Team, Gordon Feder plays Public Speaking Competition, MCS Cross Country Representative, Show Cattle and Sheep Team, Touch Football Year 8. Lucas is receiving an award for being the 13-year age champion for cross country. Lachlan Bush, AFL Under-14s, Rugby League Under-14As, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Lachlan is also being recognised for receiving the Coaches Award for the Under-14A Rugby League team. Lachlan Byrne, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, Rugby Union 14Bs. Lachlan Campbell, Cricket Year 7-8A team. Lachlan is also being recognised for receiving the Coaches Award for the Year 8A cricket team. Lachlan is also receiving a special award tonight for his amazing bowling figures in the Year 8A cricket team, 5 wickets for 7 runs of 4 overs. Jack Carey. Jack Carey, All Schools Triathlon Competition, College Cross Country Championship Team, Football Year 8B, Gordon Feder plays Public Speaking Competition, Jack is also being recognised for receiving the Coaches Award for the Year 8B football team. Blake Ciscardo, AFL Under-14s, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Athletics Championship Team, College Cross Country Championship Team, Cricket Year 7 8A, MCS Athletics 14-year age champion, MCS Athletics representative, MCS Cross Country representative, New South Wales CCC Cross Country representative. Blake is also receiving an award for being Player of the Year in the Under 14-year AFL team and the Junior Award for the Triathlon teams event. He was also the 14-year age champion in both athletics and cross country. Can you please congratulate these award winners? Dominic Citroni, Athletics Championship Team, Rugby League Under-14As, Touch Football Year 8. Dominic is also receiving an award for being Player of the Year in the Year 8 Touch Football team. Ben Colborne, Rugby Union Under-14Bs. Ben is also receiving an award for being the captain of the Under-14B Rugby Union team. Oscar Coltman, Football Year 8A, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, Touch Football Year 8. Oscar is also receiving an award for being the most improved player in the Year 8A football team. Nicholas Cosma, Show Cattle and Sheep team. Liam Croker, Football Year 8B. Liam is also receiving an award for being Player of the Year in the Year 8B football team and also the captain of the Year 8B football team. Dominic Curtin, All Schools Triathlon Competition, College Swim Team, College Tennis Team, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, New South Wales All Schools Canoeing Championships. Jonah Cuttager, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Football Year 8A, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Leo Dejeling, Chess Team. John Dimmick O'Connell, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Athletics Championship Team, College Swim Team, CSDA Debating, Football Year 8B, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, South Coast Public Speaking Competition, Marist Oratory, College Musical. John has also been awarded the Junior Public Speaking Award and was the 13-year age champion for swimming. Could we please congratulate these award winners? Michael Alassi, College Tennis Team, Football Year 8B. Baxter Evans, AFL Under-14. Thomas Farrow, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Rugby Union Under-14B, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Thomas is also being recognised for receiving the Junior Triathlon Award and the Show Team Junior Champion Award. Michael Federplace, Gordon Federplace Public Speaking Competition, Rugby Union Under-14B. Thomas Fisher, Rugby League Under-14A. Thomas is also receiving an award for being the Player of the Year in the Under-14 Rugby League team. Trey Fitzpatrick, ISA Basketball Under-13s, Rugby Sevens Under-14s, Rugby Union Under-14As, Touch Football Year 8. Trey is also receiving an award for being the most improved player in the Under-14A Rugby Union team. Thomas Fletcher, AFL Under-14s, Athletics Championship Team, College Cross Country Championship Team, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, ISA Basketball Under-13, Rugby Sevens Under-14s, Rugby League Under-14A, Rugby Union Under-14A. Jack Foley, Touch Football Year 8, Jack is also receiving an award for being the most improved player in the Year 8 touch football team. Alex Giacomellis, Athletics Championship Team, Football Year 8B. Thomas Graham, Cricket Year 7 8B, Football Year 8A, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Thomas is also receiving an award for being the Player of the Year in the Year 8A football team. Braden Gray, MCS Golf Under 14 team event. Could you please congratulate these award winners? William Harrigan, Athletics Championship Team, College Swim Team, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, Rugby League Under 13A. Patrick Haywood, Rugby Union Under 14B. Emerson Hunt, Basketball Year 8. Costidan Ageski, CSDA Debating, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Zach Jones, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Touch Football Year 8. Zach is also being recognised for receiving the Coaches Award for the Year 8 Touch Football team. Oliver Kalusan, Athletics Championship Team, Rugby League Under 14A, Show Cattle and Sheep Team, Touch Football Year 8. Oliver is also receiving recognition as being the captain of the Year 8 Touch Football team. Benjamin Kelly, AFL Under 14, ISA Basketball Under 13, Rugby Sevens Under 14s, Rugby Union Under 14A, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Benjamin is also receiving recognition as being the captain of the Under 13 ISA Basketball team. Jack Kennedy, Football Year 8B, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Jack is also receiving the Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Encouragement Award. Riley Keogh, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Riley is also receiving the Show Team Junior Most Improved Award. Can we please congratulate our recipients?
I call forward Andrew Parkin from Year 8 to give an overview of the sporting achievements that occurred throughout 2018.
Good evening, Mr. Elliott, Mr. Miller, parents, staff and students. Year 8 has had a successful year in co-curricular activities, both on and off the sporting field. The championship winning Under 14s AFL team had 12 boys from Year 8 and 11 boys were involved in the MCS Athletics Carnival, where our school were the junior and overall champions. Blake Siscardo was the Under 14s age champion at the carnival. There were 2 boys involved with the college band and 3 involved with the college choir. 11 boys played in the college basketball team, another 12 were representatives in the college ISA basketball team. 6 boys were involved with the college chess team and 25 boys from our grade played in the 2017-18 MCS cricket season. 7 boys from our grade made the college cross-country team, and 4 making the MCS team and 1 making the CCC team. There were 30 boys involved with Year 8 football, with both teams runners-up in their competition. In the golf team, 4 Year 8 boys were involved, and 10 boys were part of the college musical. 4 boys were involved with the CSDA debating, and 2 were involved with CSDA public speaking. 17 boys took part in the Gordon Feder Place public speaking competition. 1 Year 8 student was involved with the Rostrum Voice of Youth competition, and 3 boys took part in the South Coast public speaking competition. 18 boys represented the college in rugby league, 8 in rugby sevens, and 29 in rugby union. 10 boys were part of the college show team, and 6 boys were involved with the college swim team, which won the MCS Carnival. 11 boys made the Morris North Shore Swimming Carnival, 1 made the MCS swim team, 1 made the CCC team, and 1 made the all-school swim team. 5 boys were part of the college tennis team, 12 boys represented the college for touch, and 14 took part in the all-schools triathlon championship. 12 boys are currently playing in the college basketball team, and 15 boys are part of the college Year 8-9 cricket teams. In the swimming carnival, Josh Parrish was the under-13s champion, and Gabriel Wiljack was the under-14s champion. Blake Siscardo was the under-14s age champion for the cross-country and for the athletics carnival. Year 8 has had a very successful year in co-curricular activities, and we hope to keep participating and improving upon our achievements in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. I invite Ms. Keir to announce the second group of representatives and Mr. Brennan, who will be presenting the certificates and awards. Please welcome Ms. Keir and Mr. Brennan.
Raul Lau, Cricket Year 7-8B. Jessie Lamont, Athletics Championship Team, ISA Basketball Under 13, Rugby Union 13A. Jessie was also the 13-year runner-up in athletics. Jonathan LeBreton, Basketball Year 8, ISA Basketball Under 13. Jonathan has also been awarded the Most Improved Player in the Under 13 ISA Basketball team. Peterson Lemalu, 13B, Rugby Union. Joshua Lewsome, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Rugby Union Under 14B. Joshua Lagozo, Cricket Year 7-8B. Jack Lacerdo, All Schools Triathlon Competition, College Cross Country Championship Team, Cricket Year 7-8B, Football Year 8B. Jack has also been awarded the Most Improved Player in the Year 8B cricket team. Finn Malone, College Tennis Team, Cricket Year 7-8B, Football Year 8B, MCS Golf Under 13 team event. Shelby Malone, College Tennis Team, Cricket Year 7-8B, Football Year 8A, MCS Golf Under 13 team event. Tommy Mandarano, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Athletics Championship Team, College Cross Country Championship Team, Football Year 8A, MCS Cross Country Representative. Tommy is also receiving recognition as being the captain of the Year 8A football team. Please congratulate these award winners. Kane May, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Cricket Year 7-8B. Kane is also receiving recognition as being the captain of the Year 8B cricket team. Tyrone McMahon, ISA Basketball Under 13, Rugby Union Under 14B. James McMullen, Rugby League Under 14A, Touch Football Year 8. Jordan Messer, Chess Team, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Baden Moran, AFL Under 14, ISA Basketball Under 13, Rugby Sevens Under 14s, Rugby League Under 14A, Rugby Union Under 14A. Baden has also been awarded the Player of the Year for the Under 14A Rugby Union team, Player of the Year for the Under 13 ISA Basketball team, and the 14-year runner-up for athletics. Luca Napoleon, Rugby Union Under 14B. Luca has been awarded the Most Improved Player in the Under 14B Rugby Union team. Jack Neach, CSDA Debating, CSDA Public Speaking Competition, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, Rostrum Voice of Youth, South Coast Public Speaking Competition. Jack is also being recognised as a junior heat runner-up in the Rostrum Voice of Youth competition, a zone finalist in the CSDA Public Speaking Competition, and a first place winner in the Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Kane Nia, Basketball, Year 8, Rugby Union Under 14B. Kane is also receiving the Coaches Award for the Under 14B Rugby Union team and the Coaches Award for the Year 8 Open Basketball team. Jamie Nicholson, ISA Basketball Under 13, Rugby Union Under 14A. Jamie is also receiving the Coaches Award for the Under 13 ISA Basketball team. Clancy Knott, ISA Basketball Under 13, Rugby Sevens Under 14, Rugby Union Under 14A, Show Cattle and Sheep team, Touch Football Year 8. Can we please congratulate these award winners? Christopher Pomowski, Chess team. Andrew Parkin, College Band, College Choir, Cricket Year 7 8A, Football Year 8A. Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Andrew is also being recognised for receiving the Junior Band Award and the Coaches Award for the Year 8A football team. Joshua Parrish, All Schools Triathlon Competition, College Swim Team, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, Rugby Union 13A. Joshua is also being recognised as the 13-year age champion for swimming. Ethan Perrich, Basketball Year 8, Show Cattle and Sheep team. Ethan is also receiving recognition as being the captain of the Year 8 Open Basketball team. Sebastian Petrovsky, Cricket Year 7 8B, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival, South Coast Public Speaking Competition. Joshua Platts, Rugby Union Under 13B. Zach Quigg, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Jacob Ryder, Football Year 8A. Bailey Scott, Rugby League Under 13A, Touch Football Year 8. Can we please congratulate these award winners? Bailey Sharp, Cricket Year 7 8A, Football Year 8A. Blake Sharp, Cricket Year 7 8A, Football Year 8A. Regan Simmons, AFL Under 14. Regan is also being recognised for receiving the Coaches Award for the Under 14 AFL team. Bryce Skillen, Basketball Year 8, Football Year 8B. Bryce is also being recognised as the most improved player in the Year 8B football team. Will Smith, Chess team, Rugby Union Under 14B. Hayden Tipping, Cricket Year 7 8A. Manoj Weerasingham, Cricket Year 7 8A, Football Year 8B. Manoj is also being recognised as the Player of the Year for the Year 8A cricket team and also the captain of the Year 8A cricket team. Bailey Wheeler, Football Year 8A. Owen White, Cricket Year 7 8A, Football Year 8B. Patrick Whiten, ISA Basketball Under 13, Show Cattle and Sheep team. Gabrielle Wilczak. All Schools Triathlon Competition, CCC Representative Swimming, College Cross Country Championship Team, College Swim Team, MCS Cross Country Representative, MCS Swimming Representative, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival. Gabrielle is also being recognised for receiving the Junior Triathlon Teams Award and as being the 14-year age champion for swimming. Evan Wolf, AFL Under 14, MCS Softball Representative. Marcus Zapparine, Cricket Year 7 8B. Marcus is also receiving an award for being the Player of the Year in the Year 8B cricket team. Can we please congratulate our Year 8 representatives?
Thank you, Ms. Kia, and congratulations to our Year 8 recipients. I now call forward our sports and co-curricular coordinator, Mr. Carter, to announce the students who have represented the college at national level and present the Sportsman of the Year and All-Rounder of the Year, and Mr. Elliott to present the students the awards and certificates. Please welcome Mr. Carter and Mr. Elliott.
Thank you, Archie and Tom, and thank you to all the parents and friends who make our co-curricular program possible. It's with your help that your boys are able to get to training, get home from training. MCS cricket may not be home till 5 o'clock, and it's the parents who are coming to pick them up. So thank you for making the co-curricular program possible, and it's obviously clear that Year 7 and 8 are getting involved in everything that they can, so thank you. Gentlemen, congratulations on your achievements in 2018. Now we've reached the part of the night where we shine a spotlight on your major achievements of certain outstanding young men who have gone above and beyond in the extracurricular endeavours. I would now like to acknowledge the following boys who have received New South Wales CCC Representative Achievements. Boys, as you hear your name, please come up to the stage. Maverick Sorojovic, CCC Athletics and New South Wales Athletics Team. Liam Walsh, CCC Cross Country. Blake Siscardo, CCC Cross Country. Gabrielle Wilczak, CCC Swimming. A round of applause for these recipients. I'd now like to invite Mr. Wilson along with Mr. Elliott to stay on stage to help with the presentations for the major sporting awards for Year 7. This now leads us to the final two awards per year group for the night, the Sportsman of the Year and the All-Rounder of the Year. The recipients of the following major awards are determined through a point system. Points are accrued by the students throughout the academic year based on teams that they have been a part of and individual awards that they have received from their coaches. Points also correlate to the magnitude of the achievement. The higher the achievement, the more points awarded. I would like to acknowledge that some boys do participate in co-curricular events which are outside of the normal school pathways, and these activities are not counted in the calculation of the major awards. Sportsman of the Year for Year 7, 2018. This person represented in 8 sports in 2018, 3 of those being representative honours in the MCS and the CCC. Since arriving at St Gregory's College, this young man has taken up every opportunity that has been offered to him. He embodies the spirit of St Marcelin Champagne with love and work, simplicity coming to mind. While talking to some of his coaches, comments such as he always trains with a positive attitude and was a very strong leader both on and off the field were consistent remarks from all of his coaches. I'm sure this young man will continue to excel at anything he puts his mind to, and I hope he continues his passion for sport and the college into the future. Accruing a total of 36 points across 2018, it's my pleasure to announce the recipient for the 2018 Year 7 Sportsman of the Year is Liam Walsh. Like the Sportsman of the Year, the all-rounder needs to accumulate the highest amount of points amongst his peers. The difference is that the all-rounder cannot be someone who has only accumulated points via sporting programs. They must have participated in other co-curricular elements of the college. The all-rounder of the year for Year 7 2018, this young man has contributed to the college in every way possible since arriving here in January. He has brought his enthusiasm for sport and his passion to every activity that he has been involved in. The young man has competed in 6 teams plus debating. He has also had 1 external representative honour in 2018, representing the MCS at cross country. In addition to this student has received 4 individual awards from his coaches, an amazing achievement in itself. His coaches commented that he is a talented and friendly young man. He gave 100% in everything he competed in. He is very determined and focused, and he is a real team player. Accruing a total of 22 points in 2018, it's my pleasure the recipient of the 2018 Year 7 All-Rounder of the Year is Harry Elson. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I would now like to invite Ms. Keir to help with the presentation of the major awards for Year 8. Sportsman of the Year for Year 8 2018. This young man has proven that he is a talented athlete across many different disciplines. This student has represented in 9 sporting teams this year, with 4 of those being representative honours with the MCS and CCC. He has competed in both individual and team sports and has received 2 individual awards from his coaches. While chatting to his coaches during the week, comments such as a very valuable player, he was an absolute pleasure to coach. He was one of only a few boys who made it a deliberate effort to be at training. He was a fantastic example to the younger players, both on and off the field. This young man has a very promising sporting career ahead of him and has already made inroads to achieving this. Achieving a total of 39 points throughout 2018, the recipient of the 2018 Year 8 Sportsman of the Year is Blake Siscato. The All-Rounder of the Year for Year 8 2018. This young man has shown his determination and persistence throughout 2018 in every activity he has been involved in. He competed in 5 sporting teams with 2 representative honours with the MCS. He has also been involved in the college show cattle and sheep team, travelling to various parts of the state with the teams in his own time. This young man also received 1 individual award from his coach. His coaches have told me that he has demonstrated enormous determination throughout his sporting achievements in 2018. He's a positive, friendly young man who was a pleasure to have in the team, accruing a total of 21 points. The recipient of the 2018 Year 8 All-Rounder of the Year is John Dimmick O'Connell. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our Year 7 and Year 8 Sportsman of the Year and Co-Curricular of the Year.
Thank you, Mr. Carter, Mr. Elliott, Mr. Wilson, and Miss Keir, and congratulations, boys.
I now call forward Mr. Miller, our college headmaster, to address us this evening. Please welcome Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Adam Elliott, ladies and gentlemen, staff, gentlemen of Year 7 and 8, good evening and welcome to our co-curricular night. Firstly, I'd just like to congratulate all the young men in front of me tonight. The fact that you are here says something about you. You've all got talents, you've all decided to use them, and it's good to see you taking up those options that you've had in front of you. I'll come back to you in a minute though. Firstly, I'd just like to say thank you to Adam Elliott. As you know, you've heard the story tonight, but the fact that there are so many demands on these football players, sporting stars, to come along to various venues and present trophies. And I'm sure Adam's no different in that area, and I really do appreciate the fact that he's made the effort to come here tonight and also to tell his story. And I'd ask John to please present to Adam a token of our appreciation and say thank you once again to him. But I also say thank you to Mr. Carter. He's responsible for the organisation of tonight. And as some of you would know who have been around here a number of years now, when we started the co-curricular program, just trying to get the awards right, the litany of things that went on the various certificates, getting even the names right and matching them together was a real challenge. And the fact that Mr. Carter's got this all together tonight and has done it so well, I'm very much appreciative of that. So I'd like to say thank you very much to Mr. Carter as well. Mr. Carter touched on it before, but to you, the parents, I agree with him. We have to say thank you to you. The opportunities are here for your sons to take up, and they need the encouragement to do it, no doubt, at times. But the fact that you are here supporting them once again tonight by your presence speaks volumes for us. As we said, there are many options here for you. Debating is a good example of it, where you travel away every Friday night. And the fact that this year we did travel every Friday night, and we had the pleasure of going over the Harbour Bridge 5 weeks in a row and getting back here about 11 o'clock at night. But it was wonderful to see so many parents come along. They mightn't have been on the first bus going over, but they were always there by 7:30 to watch the debating and then bring the boys home at night. Other examples of that would be when we go off to Maris basketball carnivals. This year we were down in Canberra, and there were parents who turned up there to watch their sons. Some of the brothers got taken along to watch the senior boys, and that was great to see the support they got. The show cattle and the sheep. That one always amazes me because we travel all over New South Wales for that, but one day in particular is always the Camden show, because it is the time when the 7s and 8s get featured. The fact that they turn up over there and mum and dad come and the grandparents come and we have to have a picture with each of the cows or the sheep, the fact that everyone is there to support it, it really is a great day out. But the fact that you are there is the main thing. The fact that we do football and cricket, and I know with your cricket, it's long days with that as well and many hours go into it, and also the training. And when I hear with some of you where you've got 3 or 4 children, boys and girls, and you've dropped them off at various places around the Campbelltown area doing training, then have to go and do the circuit to pick them all up again. So I appreciate that it's not an easy job being a parent these days, but the fact that you are here tonight and prepared to support your sons in this area, I am very appreciative of that. I'd ask you gentlemen to put your hands together and thank your parents. And I think it's the same with the staff. The fact that the staff make themselves available after 3 o'clock as you would hear many times, the media are very good at it. Teaching is a great game. You get here at 9, you go home at 3, and there are no problems after that. But the fact that we have so many teachers here who are prepared to put in that extra time of a night time. I said debating is a really good one, because we get back here at 11 and some of the staff live down at Wollongong, so it's midnight by the time they get home. Or the fact that if we're away, as Mr Carter indicated, where we travel out to Penrith, up to Eastwood, or we're the other point on that triangle, if we're playing cricket, they get back here at 6 o'clock at night. They've had to make arrangements to have their own sons and daughters picked up. In fact, they're prepared to do that. Even this week, we know we've got a stack of staff out down at the Year 11 retreat at Mittagong. The fact they're prepared to give up a week and go and do that. The boys who are in the show cattle and sheep know they go off to Canberra or Dubbo and it's for a number of nights, and they get that option as well. Once again, without the dedication of staff, that doesn't happen. And I really do appreciate what the staff do for you, and especially when they do the night time and those extra weekends as well. So I'd ask you to put your hands together and acknowledge the staff. To you gentlemen, you have talents, and we've heard tonight how you've used them. Doesn't matter whether you've got the one talent or you've got many talents. We saw young Blake there, he's obviously got a number of talents in the sports area. We've seen other gentlemen get up here and it's been chess, one, or it's been band, one, or it's been basketball, one. It doesn't matter. The fact that you're having a go is the main thing. I did an interview this afternoon with a young boy who wants to come here next year. Most of that interview was spent talking about the opportunities they get and talking to him about the fact that we don't want to waste mum and dad's money or time by coming here and not taking up these options. The fact that so many of you have a go at so many different things is the main thing. You mightn't think you're talented in areas, but until you have a go at that, you won't know the difference. Adam brought that up when he was talking about all the options he had here. The fact that he did have a go at the cricket, he did have a go at the rugby league. There are a range of things that you can do. Gentlemen, so congratulations. The fact you are here tonight, and whatever you had on that certificate, the challenge is to lift the game again next year, do something extra, do something different, and have a go. That's the main thing. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Miller, and congratulations to all the boys on your contributions to the college. These are the stories that we will remember for many years to come.
This concludes our awards ceremony. I hope you had an enjoyable evening and a safe trip home. Good evening.